So there are different variations of these styles, but I like this one in particular because of the way the fullness flows from up to down. Then I also like the way the armor part is stylishly altered. So if you like this variation of jumpsuit without waist joining, so let's dive into the tutorial.
It's your girl Tunadi and you're welcome to another beautiful tutorial. If this is your first time here, you're welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for sticking by. I've gone ahead to add to the length of my paper because the actual length of the paper is 40, so I've gone ahead to add to it so that it will make up my length. So I'm going to be making use of the edge of the paper as my starting point. Yes, so I'm going to be starting like so. So the first thing I'm going to be doing now is to measure the half length. Yes, my half length. Remember, this jumpsuit is not going to be having waist joining, but I'll be marking the half length so as to attend to the trouser part first, then we'll later attend to the upper part. So for clarity's sake, I'm going to be labeling that part my half length. So I'll go ahead now and adjust the paper so as to attend to the trouser part. So the half length that I mark will double as the waist of the trouser too. Yes, so our trouser is going to be starting from that half length, which is also our waistline. So the first thing I'm going to be doing now is to mark 2 inches towards the edge of the paper there. Yes, that side. So I'm going to be marking 2 inches from the waistline down to the hem. Then I'll use it to create a straight line. So I haven't drawn my 2 inches line. The next line I'm going to be drawing now will be my hip line. Yes, that is the distance between your waist line and your hip. So in my own case it's 9 inches, so I'll go ahead and measure the 9 inches from my waist line to create an horizontal line. So I have my hip line, and the next line we are going to be marking now will be my crouch line. Yes, that is your crouch depth. So how do you get your crouch depth? It is your hip divided by 4, but because we need ease around the crouch of this jumpsuit, I'll be adding 4 inches to it. So my hip is 40, divided by 4 will give me 10, but I'll add additional 4, making 14. So that's what I marked from my waistline to create that crouch line. So now we have our waistline, our hip line, and our crouch line. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to divide our thigh measurements into 2. Yes, into 2. Divide your thigh measurements into 2 and impute it on your crouch line. Please take notes. Divide your thigh measurements into 2 and impute it on your crouch line. Again, we are going to divide our hip measurements into 4. The first one we divided our thigh into 2, but now we'll be dividing our hip into 4. So my hip divided by 4 is 10 because my hip is 40. So I will take that hip measurement up to my waistline in order to get a straight line. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to come out, yes, by 1/1/4 at that junction, diagonally at that junction. I'll come out by 1/1/4, then I'll use that to as a guide to create my crouch curve. Yes, so the curve starts from like 2 inches below my hip line, cut across the 1/1/4 mark that I mark diagonally, and stop on the thigh measurements I hope you understand that. Please, if you don't, kindly rewind the video and watch it again. So the next thing I'm going to be marking now is to mark quarter of my waist measurement on that waistline. So the next thing I'm going to do is to connect my waist measurement that I marked to my hip line. Please take note, there's no seam allowance added. So I'll go ahead and blend the hip area like so as to eradicate any form of sharp edge. Next, I'm going to take the total value I have on my crouch line, just like so, and I'm going to transfer it down. Yes, I'll take the total value I have on my crouch line, just as you see me do, then I'll take it to the hem and use it to create a straight line. So as it is, the front part of the trouser is complete, so I'll suspend the trouser part for now, then move to the half length. So I'm going to go ahead and measure what I have from that straight line there. Yes, that line to the edge of the paper. I will take the value that I have upward, just as you see me do, and use it to mark a straight line. So after drawing the line, that line becomes my center. So if you have watched to this point and you haven't subscribed or given me a thumbs up, what did I do now? Did I offend you? Oh yeah, please now subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Thank you. So I'll go ahead and take my front neck measurement, which is 2.75 by 2.75. That is 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So after that, I went ahead to take half of my shoulder measurements. So under my shoulder marking, I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. Then I went ahead to connect it to my neck width. So the next line I'm going to be drawing now is my chest line. And how do I get my chest line? It is my bust circumference divided by 6 plus 1.5, and that gave me 8.5. But I won't be marking 8.5, I'll be marking 8 because this is a sleeveless outfit and I wouldn't want my armpits to be too revealing. So I'll go ahead and take what I have from the edge of the paper like that, so as to guide me in creating a straight line. So I'll go ahead and transfer my half of my shoulder measurement under my chest line, and this is to enable me create my armhole line. So now I have my armhole line. The next thing I'm going to do is to take quarter of my bust measurement, then I'll add my sewing allowance. Just add whatever sewing allowance that is convenient for you, and that's the only part where seam allowance is going to be needed in this our drafting. I'll go ahead and divide my armhole line into 2, and on the midpoint I'll go in by half of an inch, then I'll connect my armhole. So the next horizontal line that we are going to be drawing now is our bust point line, which is your length from the shoulder to your nipple point. So now that I have my bust point line, I'll go ahead and connect the bust to the waist so that we can have our fine shape. The next measurement to be taken now, it's our bust span measurement, which is the distance between one nipple to the other. So in my case, it's 4 inches. So I'll be taking the 4 inches from the center line, just the way you see me do. And now at the same time, mark 2 inches from my nipple line, which will be serving as my bust dart. So I'll connect the 2 inches to the bust span that I already marked. So the next thing we are going to be doing now is to alter the armhole parts. Remember, the armhole part was altered, so that's what we are going to be doing now. So what I'm going to do is to just connect from that cuff part of the armhole and connect it to my neck width, just as you see me do. So I'll use my hand to blend so that I can have my desired shape. So that part will be cut out, that is, I don't need that part again. So now our front piece is complete. Yes, we've been dealing with the front piece since. Now we are moving to the back, and this is me taking my neck depth of 1 inch by 2.75. So I'll go ahead and create my neck for the back. So that is the back neck. And the other one is the front, which we did at first. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to mark where my zipper will be stopping. Yes, the zipper is going to start from my back neck depth to 20 inches. Yes, I'll be using 20 inches, but whichever length you are going to be using, make sure it doesn't get to your hip line in order for your jumpsuit not to bulge at the back. So this is me marking my zipper allowance of 1 inch. Please feel free to use whichever zipper allowance that is convenient for you. So please take note of the way I connected it at the neck part. You can see that the zipper allowance is connected to the back neck and not the front. Now we are done with both the front and the back half length, so we'll move to the lower part, which is the trouser part, to complete our back piece. So go to our crouch part, and I'll be marking 2 inches away from that line. Yes, that line that I took straight down, I'll be marking 2 inches away from it. That will be my back crouch extension. Yes, that will be my back crouch extension. I'll be marking 2 inches away from that line. At the same time, I'll be extending the diagonal line out by 1/2 inch. Yes, this is me extending the diagonal line out by 1/2 inch, and on that 2 inches extension that I did for the back, which is the back crouch extension, I'll come down by 1/2 inch. I'll go down by 1/2 inch, then I'll go ahead and create my curve, joining the points together, and that becomes my back crouch curve. Please just watch very closely. So because the video is a bit lengthy, I'm going to be dividing this tutorial into the drafting parts and the sewing parts. So please endeavor to watch the sewing part. So I'll go ahead and extend the straight line that I took down for the front, the out, by 2 inches and connect to the back crouch curve. So if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and comment on this video. Thank you. And lest I forget, if you're interested in the sewing parts, please let me know in the comment section. So we're almost as good as done. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to take my bust span measurement straight down to the hem. Yes, remember I marked 4 inches for my bust pan, so I'm going to be taking that 4 inches straight to the hem of this pattern. So please know that you can do your own version of this style. You can decide to make yours short, 3/4 or long. Just add some twist to it. The outcome of this tutorial is going to wow you, so make sure you follow through. So we are as good as done, and this is what we have. So I'll go ahead now and take the camera through here so that we can see what we have, and we'll be cutting the back piece first before we cut the front. Yes, we'll be cutting the back first before we cut the front, so please pay a very close attention. So after cutting, this is what we have. You can see the way it is. Yes, from the top parts, you can see the way it is. See the way it is. You can see. So yours should be looking like this too. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to slash through this our bust pan line that we took straight down. Yes, that is our slash line, and that will enable us to create the fullness that we want on this jumpsuit. So I'm going to stop the slashing on the bust point just as you see me do. Then I'll go ahead and close our bust darts. Yes, I'll go ahead and close our bust darts. So I'll go ahead and create a crease on that line. Yes, and place it on the other one. Just pay a very close attention, please, and take note that the more the bust that you took, the more the fullness that you are going to achieve. For instance, I took 2 inches in this case. If we had taken 1 inch, the fullness wouldn't have been this much. So if we take 3 inches, then 3 inches fullness will be more than these 2 inches. I hope you understand. So in the other part of this video, we'll be placing this pattern on our fabric and we'll be seeing how it's being cut. Then we'll sew it. Please let me know in the comment section if you're interested. This is because seeing your comments in the comment section will encourage me to make the video on time. Thank you very much for staying tuned. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment on this video. So see you in my next tutorial. Bye.